Hello, this is Jarod.
Hey, Jared, how's it going? This is Chris. Hey, I wanted to talk to you and show you something. Something that happened in the park yesterday, but I can't. I have a video I wanted to show you. It's something that I feel that needs to be shown to you. I mean, I'm kind of very leery because of possible retaliation from Cliff, and I mean, I can't show it to you in the park because Cliff will always be like right there, and I don't know. I don't know how you'd feel about it. I mean, if it's something that you'd even want to see, but it's something that I feel that it pertains to you as the owner of the park. Because, I mean, it could, in the long run, have repercussions to the park, and I just don't want to see that happen.
Right.
And like I said, I'm very leery about even making this call. And just because I don't, I don't know. I'm up at work right now, up at Advanced Auto, so I don't know if you'd want to swing up there so I can show you this video. Make your own judgment, but it's just something that I feel you need to see as the owner of the park.
Yeah. Well, he said there was a guy digging in the trash.
Well, he said that
he threw him out of it.
Yeah. Well, the guy, the thing is that the guy was dumpster diving, and his wife immediately comes out and says, "Get your ass out of there! I ought to get my gun and shoot you in the ass." I mean, okay, so then she goes and gets Cliff, because the guy keeps digging, doesn't listen to her, okay. Well, Cliff comes back around, and the guy was ducked down digging in the garbage. I guess Cliff didn't see him and went, oh, whatever. And then she comes back, pops up, and sees him. Well, Cliff walks over there with this other guy, the guy with the Land Rover, and pretty much Cliff walks up to him and immediately puts his fist in his face and starts like threatening the guy like with violence. And then the guy was already climbing out of the dumpster, so then Cliff literally just grabs him and pulls him off and throws him to the ground, and which is assault. And I mean, then gets him up, and Cliff's story is, oh, he was hiding in the dumpster from me and I had to kick him out. No, it's all on video. That no, the guy, Cliff, should have, as the manager of the park, should have walked up and said, you need to leave. If you don't want to listen, then I'm calling the police, and the police will make you leave. The police, they have the badges and the guns. They're the ones that if they want to manhandle someone and throw them to the ground, well, that's their lawsuit. I mean, Cliff handled it very poorly. He went immediately from zero to violence within like 2 seconds. I mean, this is why we're scared, because, I mean, I'm sorry, but Cliff, he smokes weed. I mean, how many times I've been sitting outside and I smell it, because they're outside toking it. The guy with the Land Rover, I know, is over there smoking it with him. Possibly, Cliff has told me that he buys from the park and from the park only. So I'm assuming that the guy with the Land Rover is the guy supplying it. But, I mean, this is stuff that I'm very leery about even telling you, because I don't know how you feel about it. I don't know if you care about it. I don't want to be retaliated, because we like the park. We don't want to be kicked out of the park for this.
And we don't want,
and I don't want my van or us getting retaliated against by Cliff or these other guys that live in the park that they all smoke up together. I mean, it's just something that we're nervous about, but we want the park to be a good family-friendly place, and an environment where families can come, not where people, come spend the night and go, oh God, okay, nope, we're out. We're going to go find a different park.
Right.
So I don't know if you want to come. Do you want to come up to Advance so I can show you the video?
Well, man, I am booked. Like, I am running behind, just trying to spray stuff as fast as I can today. I was planning on talking to Cliff about that incident.
Well, Cliff is going to say the guy was hiding. Well, I mean, Cliff, he's what I call a submarine pilot.
and he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. I mean, he'll make up stories. In his mind, the guy was hiding from him, so he had to kick him out. I mean, that's Cliff's story. Even though the guy wasn't hiding, the guy was actually coming out of the dumpster when Cliff walked up and immediately got all violent at him.
Yeah. Well, Cliff told me, and I'm not. Don't get me wrong here. I mean, like, I wish he wouldn't have done that. Okay.
Yeah.
But when that guy came out, he was, I guess, supposedly cussing at Cliff.
No, the guy is way older than Cliff, like probably old enough to be my grandfather, and a very weak, frail old guy, wasn't saying anything, like little too. I mean, like he wasn't even taller than the dumpster. I mean, he was a little guy. I mean, there was no threat there. There was nothing being said, you know, because me and my mom were both watching and I was recording the whole thing. So, I mean, there was nothing being said to Cliff. Cliff went over there, and he had his little stoner buddy with him, so he had to play, you know, the tough guy and poof out his chest for his friends and watch this. I mean, what happened yesterday, I mean, has made me feel very uncomfortable, and it's like I wanted to call the police right then and there, but again, the retaliation, because... And the problem with this video is it's clearly shown which vehicle it's coming out of. It's from line of sight in our dashboard. And that's the biggest thing that worries me, is that retaliation would be taken, you know.
Yeah, on you because of that.
Yeah, and it's like right now my van is alone with my 2 dogs in it. And I don't need my van to miraculously burn down or my dogs to die or something like that. It's like like I said, we love this park. You know, it's a nice, quiet, quaint little park. We don't want to move. We don't want to be kicked out, but we also don't want any problems there. And it's like, you know, with Cliff running the place, I mean, him and his wife, they walk around with their chest poofed out all the time like they're King Dingaling, and it's very uncomfortable. And you know, he's constantly always talking about his sig, how he'll pull out his sig, and, you know, they're just quick to always talk about pulling out their guns and shooting people, and it's like, you know, I'm sorry, but I don't have any weapons. I don't, you know, that's mainly why I don't have no way to defend myself, you know, and the cops in this town, they're extremely slow.
Always shared, you know, smoking pot.
Yeah, and he's always constantly talking about his pot smoking and blah, 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 and that's another thing, too, that it's like, you know, a guy who's stoned all the time, or most of the time, who owns guns and is quick to temper. I mean, that's... I don't know. It's something that we felt that you had to know as the owner of the park. And, you know, I mean, I have the video if you want to see it. I just won't show it to you around Cliff because, again, of the retaliation thing.
And please don't tell Cliff.
And please don't tell Cliff that you heard this from me, because I just, you know,
I won't.
And because, again, yeah, but
do you want him to send it?
Do you want me to?
Well, I do plan on talking to him about toning it like the freaking down.
He's at 100. He needs to tone it down to a 1. And remember that RV parks are family friendly, not, you know, this party atmosphere, which is what he wants to make it. I mean, it's like, you know, they're constantly drinking. He gets everyone in the apartments involved, like, you know, okay, we all party at my place, and they're drinking, they're smoking weed, you know, everything like that. And it's like, this is not a party atmosphere. This is a family-friendly RV park. So, okay, but I gotta go because I gotta go into work here. But I'll send you the video if you want. If it'll even send, it's like, so, but yeah, again, yeah, so I'll talk to you later. I just want this to be a safe, fun, family-friendly environment for us all, so,
ask him to get back to you after he sees it.
Okay, yeah, so after you see it, get back to me too, so give me a call back.
Okay.
Alright, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Alright, bye.
Well, he's not.